this is kind of a good transition, obviously, given your career and your expertise in this. I would kind of love to hear, you even just mentioned a little bit about some of the ongoing misperceptions about electric vehicles and specifically the battery technology. Those concerns can be anything from, of course, they could be dangerous because of fires, they're too costly. What do you think is kind of the best way to overcome those kind of concerns, or really to get that awareness that that's really just not the case anymore? And it kind of depends on what the application might be, that as long as it's really designed right, it's not any more different or less dangerous, or in fact, probably a lot less dangerous than the current technologies.
Well, not to go rehash the speech that I gave this morning at the battery show, I was giving an impassioned speech on this very topic as my 5 golden rules: safety, performance, life, cost, and environmental. Well, the safety factor, what I put in there was a concern about fire hazard. And fire hazard is a legitimate concern in the industry, but it's up to guys like myself and other engineers to help make these battery systems safe and effective. As you know, there's over 200,000 gasoline fires in cars every year. So, but if there is a fire in an electric vehicle, it hits the front page of every newspaper across the country. So
the headlines and the stock prices of every Tesla and everything,
So it's a bit of just like the media today, and I'm not throwing rocks at the media because you're part of it. Not all media people are bad people. It's just that sensationalization sells papers or sells news, right? But it is a fact that I think the last number I looked at was over 240,000 gasoline fires a year in the United States caused by gasoline. But there's only a handful of fires each year in electric vehicles that were not caused by some accident. So just like the gasoline leaking out of the car, where fire departments are trained how to handle that, we're now in the process of teaching our first and second responders how to handle electric vehicles in those same kind of situations. A dear friend of mine who's the chairman of battery safety in SAE International, in fact, there's 2 of them that are working specifically on the safety for first responders and second responders, as well as the standards for the cell and the modules of the packs themselves. So it's quite important that people understand there's a huge amount of effort going in right now to improve the safety of the technology. And that means we're using different types of barriers. We're using different kinds of intumescent materials, heat transfer materials, charge control systems, thermal management systems, all to help us with that management of the safety of the technologies we build it into vehicles.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious on that. Do you see, it might be valid that it's kind of a little bit of everything approach, but I'm just curious if you're seeing most of this be kind of come from the chemistry side of the batteries, or is kind of software and a lot of just having good battery management systems in place really able to prevent a lot of these issues?
It's a combination of all of that.
Yeah.
It's Chase, it's not a matter of any one of those that's more important than other. It's a combination of all combined. We have pushed the technology in chemistry to get higher and higher energy densities. And as you get higher and higher energy densities, the concern becomes higher for the potential for fire or combustion. But as engineers, we're also learning that you can make the molecular structures inside the active materials so that they are safer and less prone to ignite, depending upon what is the root cause of the ignition. This morning in the speech, I gave about 8 different things that can happen that will cause a battery to ignite. But we control all those metrics that are controllable through battery management systems, proper charging, proper discharging, monitoring of the system, alerts and notification to the driver of the car if something's going wrong. So there's lots of design criteria that go into all the cars and to the battery pack manufacturers that help make these battery pack systems safer.
No, and that's great to hear. And I think talking to you and quite a few others in the industry, it's become pretty clear that this isn't something people just cast aside. There's a clear need for this, and it's being addressed.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to visit our website, connectingthegrid.com. There you can listen to our podcasts, contact us about sponsorship, or even be a guest on Grid Connections. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a positive rating on your favorite podcast or video streaming service. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out a lot too. Thank you again, and I look forward to us learning more together soon.